All right, there we go. I think that's working. My name is Big Time. Hopefully Wicked can jump on and join us. Wanted to cover the Timothy Simpkins trial. I don't know if anybody remembers. He finally got sentenced. He was the comparison of a shooter in a high school in Texas where he was compared to Kyle Rittenhouse, where Kyle Rittenhouse shot three people who were attacking. He was being attacked by a mob of people. Funny how they say he's not allowed to enact the law, but then they're allowed to enact the law. So they're allowed to kill you and you're not allowed to fight back. Similar to the video, the country music video that just got pulled. You're not allowed to fight back. You're not supposed to fight back. You're just supposed to die. I'm hoping Wicked could jump on. So anyway, Timothy Simpkins. Let's see if we can pull up a story. Go to Google. Let's go to New York Post. Or no, let's go Daily Mail. So if anybody doesn't remember, I'll pull up the Daily Mail. I like the Daily Mail. Give me 1 sec. I got a lot of shit up here. All right, so this is when it happened back in 21. Family of 15-year-old Texas teen shot 7 times by 18-year-old Timothy Simpkins after classroom brawl. Deny he is a bully, say he's fighting for his life. Simpkins is freed on $75,000 bail and has a party. So this is the case. So essentially what happened is you had one kid go into this other room and started beating up this 18-year-old kid, Timothy Simpkins. Of course, there were black girls in the room and they got it on camera, the beating. So they're filming the beating. Simpkins then got a gun out of his backpack. I think it was a .45, so a large caliber. Shoots this dude. Says he shot this dude 7 times. He was charged with, I think it was 3 counts of aggravated assault. So he brought a gun to school. He shot a teacher and he grazed a teenage girl. Of course, the family puts up a GoFundMe. Now, they state that their son was robbed at gunpoint and stripped of his possessions a couple of weeks ago. I couldn't find anything to corroborate that. This is the 15-year-old who was attacking him in class. And we have video. Now we have video. And I hate this. I hate this. Now we have video from the high school where this motherfucker tells a girl, hey, get out your cell phone. I'm going to go beat up this 18-year-old kid. So this is the kid. So he premeditates and says, yo, I'm going to go in this classroom and beat the fuck out of this kid. Will you pull out your cell phone and record it? And I have that on video and I have the audio of that video. So you can go fuck yourself. I'm going to play it in a couple minutes. So he initiates the fight and a girl comes in to film it because it's hilarious. And after he beats the shit out of this 18-year-old, the 18-year-old pulls out a gun and shoots him. But it's the response to the shooting. It's the fact that he got charged with, the charges got dropped down to aggravated assault. The gun charges got dropped. So $75,000 bond, which means he only paid $7,500. And then he has a party. His family throws a party for him at home. And they post it on Facebook. Okay? So here are the pictures from their Facebook page. So none of you can say I'm lying. So he shoots a teacher, grazes a girl, shoots a dude 7-8 times. and they have a party. Here's some pictures of the fight where he's getting beat up. Yeah. And of course, you probably have some fat white teacher who can't do anything. And again, this is premeditated. This guy went in there with the purpose of beating him up, attacking him, and having people film it. So here he is getting out. So he posted bond. And of course, they have a big party for him. They all get together. They all hang out. Hey, man, you shot 3 people in school. Yeah, man, let's have a barbecue. So Black community. I want to go to the video.
Well, the state rested its case against the Timberview High School shooting suspect today.
Timothy Simpkins is facing 3 counts of attempted murder. In court today, jurors saw more cell phone video, this time from a different angle of the class.
So interesting that when he originally had the shooting, this was all during, Floyd and Kyle Rittenhouse, and the charges for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon were dropped down to aggravated assault. Now he's being charged with murder. So we've gotten past. So apparently this school and this community is done feeling sorry for Black people. Hang on, there's going to be a twist.
Classroom fight that turned into gunfire. Fox 4's Dion Anglin has been in court all day today and this week for more testimony. Dion.
Yeah, that's right. The defense is now putting on its case. And today, new video evidence and also some maneuvering involving an allegation about one witness intimidating another. New cell phone video evidence, a different angle of the View High classroom fight that prompted gunfire.
Did you record the entire fight?
Yes.
Former student Charlie Johnson says shooting victim Zacchaeus Selby approached her in the hallway and asked her to record the fight he was about to have with the defendant.
There. So the school and the news sat on this for 2 years. Okay? So this girl had no problem. She doesn't say no. She doesn't say, yo, man, that's a bad idea. I don't want to do. She said, nah, okay, sure. Oh, you're going to go beat up some dude? What did Tupac say? Nothing gets a bitch wetter than 2 brothers killing each other. She was like, oh, yeah, I want to film that. You're going to go beat up some other guy? You're just going to go in there and start attacking him? Oh, man, I can't wait.
What made you stop?
I stopped when Zacchaeus started stomping on his head.
That's attempted murder. Stomping on his head means Simpkins was on the ground and this dude was stomping on his head to kill him. That's attempted murder. Oh, now she's a victim. I guess it got a little too real, right? You're part of the reason this guy felt emboldened to go in there and do it, you dumb bitch.
I stopped when Zacchaeus started stomping on his head.
Why did you stop recording at that moment?
Because it just got too serious.
Who do we see just walk through?
That is Zacchaeus Selby.
Another recording from the school district hallway camera shows Selby going into the classroom. Arlington PD violent crimes investigator Sean Wheatley describes the images of Simpkins running out, firing, then focusing on Selby, who's on the floor.
The defendant, does it appear that he's...
I don't feel bad about this. So here's the twist. My opinion of this is he shot a teacher and he grazed a girl. So Well, let me play the video.
Pointing the gun.
So in other words, I don't know if this guy stopped beating him, or I don't know if it was Simpkins getting a gun that made him stop beating him. They don't tell us that. That's the annoying part.
Yes, it does.
Zach's attempting to stand.
They also don't tell us how this 18-year-old kid got a gun. They don't tell us that either. I don't know why. Why won't you tell us where he got it?
And but he's stumbling.
Yes.
The fight stopped, and then Timothy pulled out a gun, and then I just ran. I don't know
Did it stop?
what happened after that.
State's witness, former student Shania McNeely, started out in that classroom. She was watching, even recording the fight.
So she was a part of the problem too. So you see how this works? You see how the girls egg it on? They pull out their cell phones and they record it and they cheer it on. You see that? You see the culture of the community? Do you see it?
McNeely says within seconds, it went from being amusing to downright frightening. She wound up.
Oh, what? But this is what people in your community do. Every news event you watch, it was two groups, words exchanged, led to an eruption of gunfire.
Hit by gunfire.
When I was running,
So you thought it was funny. So it was funny when the dude was getting his ass whooped. You didn't expect him to retaliate, right? Even though that's what happens all the time in your community. Jesus Christ, there was just a mass shooting in Philly 2 days ago at a vigil. Black people opened fire on other black people paying respect to a dead black person. And who does everybody blame? Oh, it's the cops' fault.
I felt a quick shot. It was really fast. It was just a really fast burn. And then that's when I stopped. But a teacher kept telling me, like, we gotta go, we have to go.
Where were you grazed?
On my side, my left side.
This is the Glock that you were referring to earlier that you found. Yes. And this is the magazine that goes with it. Yes.
The jury got a look.
How did he get it? Where did he get it? When did you acquire it? Are you saying Simpkins had it? Like, I hate all this. How did he get an illegal gun?
The Glock 45 pistol police recovered. Investigators say Simpkins had it stashed at his sister's apartment.
Why is she facing charges? So she's aiding and abetting a felon. Is she on trial? Probably not.
And remember student Charlie Johnson, who says she agreed to record the fight for Selby? She testified about coming dangerously close to being a victim herself.
What happened while you were running?
I felt the bullet go past me, and then that's when the trophy case broke. And
But again, none of this is her fault, right? So let's go back a little bit. Here's my problem. So you got a kid and a bunch of, so what does this tell me? This tells me that fights happen at this school all the time. There was zero fear of any sort of consequences or repercussions for one black trying attempted murder on another black, right? That's what I see. And what else I'll say is, by them filming it and posting it on social media, Simpkins now will become a target. This kid would probably then try to beat him up every day. And other kids, his friends, would then try to beat up Timothy Simpkins. So I don't know what to say. If Simpkins honestly believed his life was in danger, just because the dude temporarily stopped beating you up, it doesn't mean he wouldn't immediately start again. Maybe he was just catching his breath. Kid only 15. But, you know, nobody, and what's funny is nobody had a problem with Timothy getting his ass beat. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve to go to jail. He does. You shot two other people. But had he only shot this guy, you know, it's different for us. Police are allowed to open fire and just murder everybody and nothing happens to them. Oh, fear of their life, qualified immunity. But we don't get the same extension. We don't get the same benefit of the doubt. This kid got shot. He got what he deserved. School is for going to school. School is not to turn into a fucking jungle. You accept the circumstances. Oh, so in other words, you're upset that he fought back? I don't know what people call this, the force spectrum or the force continuum. And these girls had they had no problem filming it. They think it's funny. They think it's cute. Ha, ha, ha. Until they're the victim. Now they're the victim. I just don't understand our society, you know? Makes me sick. Like the school can't protect the kids. And these kids have no respect for each other. So it's okay for them to beat you up and beat you up and beat you up, and you just have to take it. That's what I see. I don't feel sorry for this kid who got shot. Fuck you. Leave people alone. Let's see if there's any other coverage on it. Wow. They got charged with murder. Yeah, you know, oh, they asked for prayers. I don't know what to say, man. I guess we'll cover the shooting at the vigil in Philly. And they blame the police. Isn't that fucking amazing? Man, 3 years ago, when Walter Wallace was shot, who had a knife and was beating his parents, and his own sister called the police because he was beating up his father. And then the police show up, and he comes out of the house with a big-ass kitchen knife, and the police got their guns drawn. Nobody says anything. Nobody in the black community says anything to Walter Wallace. Hey, man, put down the knife. Obey the police. Now, none of them say shit. Just the mom. Don't shoot my son. Don't shoot her son. And then, of course, they shoot him because after 54 seconds to put the knife down, they shoot him. And then the city goes up. And then everybody hates the police. Somebody from the Philadelphia Inquirer wrote, maybe we shouldn't burn down our city. And that person got fired. But now, when blacks kill other blacks, now it's the police's fault.
Mass shooting sends 5 people to the hospital, and the gunfire broke out during the vigil for another shooting victim.
NBC 10's Leah Uko is following the latest developments for us from the scene in Beltonville. Leah.
Fred, Jackie, police just removed all tape from this scene. So let's go straight to the video instead so people can see what it looked like just a few moments ago. We know that this happened just after 8:30. The scene stretched a few blocks from where it happened on D Street and Wyoming Avenue. Again, after 8:30. We know that 5 people were shot. The ages ranging from 17 to 68. 2 females, 3 males. They are all listed in stable condition. 4 of them were taken to Temple University Hospital by police officers who were very busy investigating.
Yeah, that's right. Those
scene.
same racist police officers, that's called scoop and go or scoop and run. These same police officers that everybody hates. And I'm not Mr. Blue Line. I have enough problems with cops, but I will give Philly cops credit. They will take your ass, put you in the back of a car, and take you to a hospital. I think something like 40% or 50% of all Temple University's gunshot victims, GSWs, come from Temple people, Philly cops, putting you in the back of a squad car and driving your ass to the hospital. They don't give the police credit for that, but they're about to blame them for not stopping the shooting. So the black community killed a black person. Black people came to the vigil. Another black shooter shot at black people, but it's the police's fault, right? Fascinating. And you wonder why segregation exists.
Now, the suspect vehicle, if you
existed in the past.
Take a look at your screen. A white Jeep, police say, drove off from this area. They found it about a mile away on the 5,000 block of North 5th Street with multiple weapons inside. Now, as you said at the top of the show, a shooting happened at this same intersection, D in Wyoming, on July 5th. 20-year-old Orlando Negron was shot, as well as a teenager who survived. We're told family just buried Negron today, and they were holding a vigil when this happened. Commissioner Outlaw sending her condolences and giving other information. Take a listen.
There was a vigil shortly after the previous shooting occurred on July 5th. We were out here, we had presence. There was no issues that night, but we were made aware of this vigil, unfortunately, after the shooting occurred.
Yeah. Well, of course, they have not arrested anybody in this. The scene was held. No weapons were recovered here on the scene. But again, they found multiple weapons inside that suspect vehicle. We will, of course, keep everybody updated on air and online with any new information that comes in to our newsroom. Until then, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Maybe it's this one.
To those who dream.
I remember one of them, I heard them blaming the police. Just like in fucking Baltimore now after the mass shooting with the 30 people. Bro.
Williams will join you for the news at 11. The big story tonight on Action News is breaking news. We are learning that a number of people have been shot in Philadelphia's Feltonville neighborhood. This all happening about an hour ago. Let's get right out to the scene where Action News reporter Annie McCormick, she's live for us, gathering the latest information on this breaking news story. Annie, what are you learning so far about this shooting situation?
Well, great. We know right now that 5 people were shot. Police telling us a short time ago that this was a drive-by shooting that happened while people had gathered together at this corner behind me here in East Wyoming Avenue and also D Street. They were gathered here for a vigil for a victim that was killed earlier in July. Now, we know this much at this point. The police commissioner just briefing us a short time ago. 5 adults were shot. 2 females and 3 males. We're told that they range in ages from 18 to 55 years old. The most serious was shot in the face, but we were told that all of the victims remain in stable condition at a nearby hospital. Like we said, police commissioner saying that they do believe at this time that this was a drive-by shooting. A Jeep was found nearby in the 5,000 block of Ruscombe. Police believe that that Jeep is connected to this. They do have that Jeep. There were not any people inside at the time that police did discover that Jeep, but they do say that 3 guns were found. Now, like we said, Gray, this was a vigil that was taking place honoring a victim who was killed July 5th. We're told by people around this area that that victim was actually killed on this corner. Here is what Police Commissioner Danielle Outlaw told us a short time ago.
It's unfortunate. While there are those out grieving and mourning the loss of people that they may or may not have known, that there was a safety issue there. So we'll be doing investigation into not only the connection between these 2 shootings, but everything that we can to make sure that this is a safe area for everyone who wants to come out and enjoy the suburban.
Now back out here live again, you can see a major police presence here. This is a mass shooting. Again, 5 people shot just here at this intersection where a vigil was taking place. Now, police were all near the area in Kensington Gray because there was a community meeting for a number of neighbors in Kensington who were concerned about the recent violence. Police were able to get over here quickly because of that. Again, we do know at this point that this was because of a vigil. Another thing to note is we cover a lot of vigils in this city with the amount of crime that we have, but normally police at least are notified, or at least they're monitoring social media to know about the vigils. There was a vigil for the same victim, we're told, earlier in July where police were attending. This one, though, they were not alerted to until after the shooting took place.
There. So they're blaming the police. So 3 years ago, I can't fucking do this, man. I can't fucking do this. Okay. So apparently everybody just fucking forgets. Everybody just fucking forgets. Everybody fucking acts like they just everybody has the mentality of a goldfish. So this is Walter. So 3 years ago, I'm sorry, what was it? Was this 21? When was this? All right. All right, this was November 4th, 2020. So this is Walter Wallace. This is the dude Philadelphia went up for. Okay? This is a guy broke into a woman's house, sat on her head. She claimed she felt what was the gun to his head, robbed her. So he did a George Floyd, beat up a woman and robbed her, punched a cop in the face, had an illegal gun, got 24 months for an illegal gun. And then the police are called to his home 3 times. I believe one of them was his sister. He's beating up his parents. The police show up. I can't play the video. He comes outside with a knife. And after like 50 something seconds of them telling him to put down the knife, they shoot him. And then Philadelphia goes up. And we hate the police, and the police is racist. And family members said they called 911 for help as Wallace was going through a mental health crisis. Right. A woman tells the dispatcher that her brother is hitting her parents. She says her brother has a history of violence and requests a medic for her parents. So her brother is beating the shit. So her own sister says he's beating up his parents. What do you expect the police to do in this situation? He comes out the house with a knife. He could have come out the house and everybody blame. If you go on Reddit, oh, it's the police's fault. The police should have never came there. It should have been a social worker that he could have killed. And then the police would be blamed for not protecting the social worker. What does the police guy say? The Fraternal Order of Police. The real violence was perpetrated by a knife-wielding man who confronted our police officers. These officers follow their training and police department policy. It's completely inappropriate that these officers continue to be vilified for doing their job. And then they blame it on a mental crisis. Look, listen to this shit. When you come to a scene where somebody is in a mental crisis and the only tool you have to deal with it is a gun, where are the proper tools for the job? Right. So again, this guy has a record beating his parents. He has 8 kids. He's been arrested for 4 for assaulting a police officer and robbing a neighbor, a woman, at gunpoint. So there it is, right there. There's the receipts. Walter Wallace. I can't play the video. And now the news is again, first the police are racist, but then the police are protecting the same community who's shooting everybody. Do you wonder why the police are quitting? You can't figure it out? I don't know what to say. Anyway, I'm big time.